I think I'm live. Hi, everybody. If there's anybody here. The notifications, I think, go out immediately as soon as I make this live. So if my sister may see a notification, I don't know. Anyway, I've continued to have a terrible eBay selling week. I'm not going to do a what sold video this week. I'm going to save it and hopefully have more to tell you in another week. Have 2 weeks instead of 1 week. It's too embarrassing. I will tell you I sold only 5 items all week on eBay. And I sold 2 items on Poshmark. So I sort of figured it out. For the last month, I'm down $1,000, which isn't good for my horse board. I grossed, this is for eBay, I grossed $128.54. No, $143.54. So I sold 5 items. I sort of figure all my things cost around $3. That's what they've been costing. An average of $3. So if I take $15 off of that, it comes to $128.54. So then, just as an average, I took off 15%, and that should take care of, it's not going to be exactly, but that sort of will take care of, because this figures in shipping, but then my labels has to come off of that. So it'll take care of fees and my shipping labels, another 15%. So I barely made over $100, $109.26, but that's not near real accurate. That's just an average, just sort of, I figured out some averages. On Poshmark, I do know that I netted $33.60 because it's so easy. They tell you what you make on Poshmark. So that is where things stand with me. I don't know what is going on. I have done everything that I know what to do. I have been refreshing my whole store at least once a week. I'm trying to do it every Monday, but I've done it, I think, twice this week. And I think I did it a couple times last week. And I've gone in there and I've done every day. I send offers to watchers. And I'm not sure if one of these sales was an offer to watchers. It might have been. So that does work once in a while. But what about the rest of my sales? Nothing. Hi, Sue. Yeah, nothing seems to be working. So going to the big guns, I wrote to Rockstar Flipper, and you can ask him to go and evaluate your store, your eBay store. And he does this for people all the time. I had him do this for me about a year ago, maybe over a year ago. And he did tell me some things to help. And so now, and things weren't even as bad back then. So I wrote him in his email, I wrote him what was going on with me and to have him evaluate my store. He's usually pretty quick about doing it. So I just put in the request last night. And so he should be doing it within the next few days. So the next time I'm on, I will tell you what he said. about my store, what he thinks I could do or what he thinks I'm not doing. If he thinks my prices are too high on some things, if he just tells it as it is. So I know I raised a lot of my prices, but I do run sales all the time. I did raise some prices on some things, and that's the one thing that's sort of different than how I used to run my store. I have raised my prices, but I don't know. Maybe that's it. But I do run sales, like I said. So I don't know what is going on. Some people are doing just fine. And some people have really, really high average selling rates, selling prices. And some of the things they're selling are exactly the same things I'm selling. So I don't quite understand this. So I am going to put a lot of more effort into Poshmark. It is a lot of work, and I did listen to Sydney's, one of Sydney's YouTube things she puts on, and she said something that made a lot of sense. She said on eBay, they're taking care of all your advertising and everything. It's sort of, you just put things on and you don't worry about it anymore. I mean, they take care of the advertising. You can do promoted listings, which I am doing as much as I can. I'm doing it all the way up to trending, more so than I've ever done before. And she said, eBay takes care of all that. With Poshmark, the reason you have to do so much more work with Poshmark, you're the advertiser. You're the one that's promoting everything. If you don't go on there and share your closet and keep it up at the top all the time, it's not getting advertised at all. So you are in charge, really, of your Poshmark sales, a lot more than on eBay. So I am going to share my closet at least 3 times a day. And I'm going to start listing things, maybe even more things on there than instead of eBay. I will keep listing on eBay just to keep things active. And I will keep doing the offers to watchers, and but I'm going to start doing, I can list so much faster on Poshmark. It's easier. You can do everything from your phone. You don't even have to get on the big computer and sit. Excuse me. So that's one thing I'm going to change in 2020. I'm going to do more Poshmark, even though that's not where really most of my sales are coming when they do come. But I think I can change that if I really work at it hard. So I'm going to try to do that, and we'll see how that goes, because there are people that make a living just doing Poshmark and not doing eBay at all. So it is possible. Another thing is, of course, getting the right items, the more trendy items. I'm 77. I wouldn't call me exactly a real trendy person, but you can learn, you can keep reading, keep looking what things are selling on Poshmark, and that's what you look for. I mean, brands and that change all the time. Plus, brands aren't quite as important on Poshmark as they are on eBay. It's more style and things. So that's another thing I've got to learn. I've got a lot of things to learn. I feel like I have to keep stuffing my brain full of things all the time. I was on this morning because this is another thing I'm going to do. I listened to a couple. I don't think they're a married couple. They just work together sometimes. But it's called, I can find this, Think Media. It's on YouTube. He does everything about YouTube. How to promote YouTube, how to start on YouTube, how to get yourself monetized. It's everything about YouTube. And it's called Think Media. And they have a master class. It's called thinkmasterclass.com, and it's free. And it's all about making your YouTube videos better, more than where people would want to watch them all the time, and what to do. There's all kinds of tricks to do. Well, they're not tricks, but they're things to do to make your YouTube, people watch your YouTube and find your YouTube videos. So one of the things I watched today was all about doing everything recorded. Now, I will still do this Sunday video live, but I think all my other videos I'm going to record. I'm going to learn to record these videos on YouTube. That way, the way they're teaching you to do it, you can do all this stuff where you have, when you watch a YouTube video and they're off to the side and they're pointing at something and there's words up there. I don't know how to do that, but this teaches you all about that. So I'm going to take some time and really learn how to do YouTube and see if I can get the number of subscribers and the number of hours that I need to get monetized and make that another level of income for me. So we'll see. This takes a long time. This isn't a quick thing to do. Sue, remember how much simpler life was before? Yes, but I won't say I didn't have the money for the boarding, but I've gotten used to using the eBay money for boarding of the horses. And it's so nice. And for anything extra. That's how I bought my GoPro camera, and I'll get to that in a minute. That's how I went out and bought I felt like I could afford my laptop, my good laptop that I got, which I'm very happy I got it. I would like to get an iPad. I'd like to get a new iPad. Now, they're not near as expensive as a laptop, but that's the next thing on my list. I'll tell you what the mistake I made was. I think I made a mistake for myself in getting the GoPro camera. It can't do a lot of the things I wanted it to do. Now, it's good for some things. It's good for taking things outside. If I'm going to take pictures of my gardens, if I'm going to take pictures of chickens, anything about the chickens, it's fine for that. I certainly don't ski anymore or snowboard or any of those kind of sports that really a GoPro is made for. But you can use it for anything that you are looking out at, that you're doing actively. It's not really for selfies or taking, like doing this. It's not for that. I took it over on Christmas Eve to my son's house, and I thought I would just take movies of the whole opening of the gifts and everything. So I set it way too far away, number one. And I had it on linear, which is the least of the wide angle. It's still wide angle, even in that mode. So I set it way over on the bookcase and did the whole Christmas Eve thing. But when I watched it, it's so far away, and I don't think there's a way to edit it. Now, I don't know for sure, but I don't think there's a way to edit it to make it close up instead of wide angle. I don't think there's a way. So really, that was all for nothing. My daughter took the best picture she took a couple good pictures of Christmas Eve. Thank goodness, because I was busy doing that, and I don't think I took one picture with my iPhone, which is really the best thing to take pictures with in a small area like that. Is just use your iPhone. It has a wonderful camera on it. And for anything that I'm going to record for YouTube now, I'm using my iPhone. I'm using it and I'm going to record. I'm going to learn to edit with some different editing tools that they're going to teach me. And my YouTube videos will begin to look different. Yeah, I should sell it. I hate to sell it so quickly because, already they've come out with the new one. I have the 7 Hero Black, which was the best one. And right after I got it, of course, they came out with the 8. So I'm sure the resale prices on the 7 have dropped. But I could start to just sort of test the waters and see what I could get for it. Because, of course, after I bought the camera, like I do everything, I buy everything that goes with it, So that was another $100. So I have more than $400 into this GoPro camera. I would like to have that money back and just buy myself an iPad, which I know I would use a lot more. So I think that was the big mistake buy that I made in 2019 was the GoPro camera. Even though it's wonderful, I can see where the pictures are great when I go out to the barn and take pictures of the horses. It's so clear and so nice. I may just keep it for that type of thing, but I don't know. I have to make that decision before they come out with any new stuff, even more. I don't think they will for a while. But I'm going to learn to do YouTube better. And I'm going to do recorded ones, except for this Sunday one. This will always be live, but the rest of them hopefully will be recorded, and I'll be able to do everything on my phone. So that is my ideas that I'm going to do. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I went back. I was trying to find out some ideas about what to talk about today since I wasn't doing the What Sold video. So I thought I'd go back on my blog. I used to have a blog, was still on there. It's called, if y'all go back, well, I know Sue, you know where it is, but anybody like Bumblebee, if you go back, if you haven't already, this is how I have to hold up signs now because I don't know how to do that other. But this is the address to it. It's Shirley's-world.blogspot.com. I'm not even sure if you have to have that dash in there anymore. You could just get it by Shirley's World .blogspot. If you Google Shirley's World blog, I think you'll just find me there. But that's the address to it. I blogged from 2009 all the way up to 2017. And the reason I stopped blogging was because I started my eBay business more seriously, and I started vlogging instead. So you'll see that's where it stops. I enjoyed blogging. I really did. But I also enjoy doing the videos, doing the YouTube videos. So I don't know. I maybe should. Hi, Shani. Shani. I'm sure it's Shani. Shani Sells. Hi. I think you were on the other day, right? Yeah, I was going to go back on my blog and look for ideas of what to talk about today. There are so many subjects. If you happen to go back to my blog, here it is. If you happen to go back and look at my blog, it goes back many years. You'll see along the right-hand side, I don't want to say right or left here because it'll be altogether different when I'm saying it, when you see me point at something. But it's the right-hand side of the blog. It's under my profile. And if you go down a little bit, it'll say labels. And then under there are all the subjects and all the years you can click on and see all the subjects. I did a lot of, in the beginning, I did a lot of cooking videos. I did a lot of tablescaping videos. I was into that back then. There's a lot of things about my different animals that I've had. A lot of things about my horses, a lot of things about my chickens and my dogs I've had, and about my gardens. There's just a lot about me. If you want to learn anything about me, that was me back then. This vlog is just about reselling. But Fly Studios. Hi, from Florida. Fly Studios. You're not the fly lady, are you? I used to follow the fly lady. And I still have her wonderful feather duster. You can't buy them anymore from her site. It was the best one I had ever found. Anyway, Fly Lady is, she teaches you how to organize your house and how to clean correctly so that you're not cleaning all day long. You do little bits at a time every day. And it was a really good system, and I did follow it for a while. But I'm sure Fly Studios probably isn't. No, you're not Fly. You're not the Fly Lady. Okay. But welcome anyway. Yeah, I was saying besides reselling on eBay, since that's been such really in the dumper for me, I'm still trying to get out of the tank. It's really tanked. I'm still going to list. I'm still going to send offers to watchers and do all the stuff that you're supposed to do. But I'm going to put more effort into Poshmark, and I'm going to start learning a lot more about YouTube, making YouTube videos. This will not be an easy thing for me. I'm 77 years old. Uh, Susan, it. I don't know what that means. I don't think you finished that sentence, Sue. It just says it. But anyway, I did have a couple books on subjects for blogging, and they would be also good subjects for vlogging. The only one I could find is the one I got recently, and it's 3,000 questions about you. And they just sort of spark some ideas about what subjects that you could talk about. So I think if I do go on and start my blog up again, it will be about miscellaneous subjects. It won't be just about reselling, for sure. And if I learn to do the vlog better and do more YouTube videos, I will try to keep it about on reselling, but it will also be about other things too. Because I'm not an expert about anything about reselling. And those are the ones that really attract the most attention on YouTube, is the how to do this and how to be better at this and how to, the how-to videos. I've done a few how-to videos, like how to box things, what boxes to use for what. I've done those. And there are some things that I can do. But I want to venture off into more fun things to talk about, to tell you the truth. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to see what Rockstar Flipper says about my store, and he will give me some ideas of what to do. I may have to lower my prices. I don't know. Maybe that's not it at all. Maybe that I just don't have the right things in the store, because things change all the time. I have some old inventory. Maybe I should just get rid of a whole lot of my inventory. I have 1,428 items at the moment in my eBay store. I have almost 600 in my Poshmark store. So I don't know. That is, as far as I can remember, what I was going to talk about today. It's nothing, it was when you were more relaxed about life, when I was blogging. Yeah, I know. I have become, it's not eBay that's made me less relaxed. It's just getting older. Don't you notice that you worry a lot more now? I worry a lot more now. Things don't seem to go as smoothly. You have a lot more aches and pains. It's just, it's just different being old than being young and doing this job. But I'm going to keep trying as long as I can. And right now my eye is twitching and really irritating me. My sister says, stop depending on it and just have fun with it. Yes, that's a good suggestion. Fly Studios, do you have a reselling business? Have you tried vintage items? I have a few. I know vintage items sell, you mean in clothing or like antiques? I did have an antique shop, I do know I've forgotten probably at least half of what I used to know, but I can pick out vintage things at the store. But on eBay, vintage items, like we're talking about china, we're talking about things that would take up a lot of room in storage. I've just about run out of room. I don't want to take over any more rooms in my house. I already have Teresa coming next week to try to organize some things for me, and she's going to put that last shelving unit together to get these bins off the floor and up onto a unit. Will give me a little bit more room just to walk around. But as far as buying things that take up room that you can't package up and flatten out and put in a bin, there are small things like jewelry. I did put a couple cute pieces of jewelry on that I found in my own jewelry box. Just a little tiny Trifari pin and a piece of Coro jewelry, Coro, which is now vintage. I just put that on Poshmark. I don't put it on eBay. Sue says, because I worry more, she says, you are, Mom. Yes, I'm turning into my mother, but so are you. And I'm afraid that I'm passing it on to my daughter already. She worries now more than I used to worry at her age, for sure. And I hate that. I hate that I'm passing that down to her. Clothing, vintage, you're talking about vintage clothing and small items, mid-century modern. Yeah, I could try that instead of just clothing. It'd probably be more fun to buy and more interesting. Sue says she just looks like Mom. Not all the time, just specific pictures people take of you. Yeah, you don't look like that all the time. And I look like that once in a while. I pass myself in the mirror once in a while. I have to look back and see, did Mom just visit me? So both of us, of course, we look like our parents. But anyway, I'm going to be busy learning. I'm going to be busy learning how to work my YouTube on my phone. I think it'll be so much easier to do recorded videos and not worry about having to do the live. I will do live once a week on Sundays because it's fun. It's fun if I start to get people. Nick and Andrea, hi. I'm so happy to see you on my I'm always so happy to see you. Nick and Andrea are the ones that I watch from the UK all the time. And they are on right before me. And they're sometimes not finished. And I can't get to your video live on Sundays because I do this one at 4 o'clock my time. I know, I don't even know. I think you're 6 hours earlier than me in the UK. I think. I looked it up once. I think you're 6 hours ahead of me. But still, on my time, you come in like an hour before I do, and you sometimes go over, and I either have to move my video to 5 o'clock instead of 4 o'clock, which is sort of dinner time here, because I want to watch you live. I like to watch you live. So I'm always watching you recorded. I have to go back and watch you. That's the first thing I do after I'm done with this. After I'm done with my vlogging, I go back and watch yours. You've always used your phone to make your videos, and then editing. I know editing takes time, but that's what I'm going to learn from this class. You just finished and you did a Price is Right game. Oh, that would have been fun. I may have gotten some of those. You know, I have gotten some answers to some of your quizzes. By the time I get them in there, somebody else is already. I'm not very quick. But I do enjoy those. And I know you're going to make a different channel for quizzing. That'll be fun. But I don't know anything about music. The things that you know the most about music, and I don't know. The subject I knew a lot about was when you did nature. I did know a lot of answers to your nature questions. That was one thing that I remember. I knew several of those. I don't know geography very well. But music, I don't know. Music, I'm not up on music at all. But yeah, I so enjoy watching your videos. I really believe I was born in the wrong country. I've always wanted to be in England. I've always wanted to go to England. And here I am, 77. I won't fly anymore. And I don't think I should take a boat to England. So I'll never get there. And that's one of my regrets, not seeing England. It probably isn't like I picture it anyway. I picture it back in Downton Abbey times. Not really. But I picture it like your little town of Hitchin. That is, to me, a little English town. And the Cotswolds, is that how you pronounce it? That type of thing. I don't want to see busy London that looks like New York. I want to see, well, parts of London I do, because I want to see the palace. Yeah, I listened to the Queen's message, her Christmas message. Anyway, yeah, you do have to be really fast with the quizzes. Those people are really good. Take a boat. Oh dear. Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? I know. I should just have somebody drug me, put me on an airplane, and get me there. But anyway, Sue, I finally did watch the movie Sully, about the captain that put the plane down the Hudson River. It was Tom Hanks' movie. I think I've seen every single one of Tom Hanks' movie. That was the only one I hadn't seen yet. I think I've seen every one of them. But I finally just bought the DVD, and I have the hiccup, sorry. Bought the DVD and watched it the other night. And it's an excellent movie. My daughter had seen it before me, and she told me how really good it was. So I laid there and I watched that movie, and then I decided, well, I just lay here and watch another movie. So I just picked out one I had, which is, I think I watched French Kiss, another fun movie. And My favorite movie of all, You've Got Mail, another Tom Hanks movie. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. But yeah, I need to do more of that. Instead of being so worried about eBay, my dog, I fed him before I came in here. But he doesn't think he's done eating, evidently. And he didn't get his dessert cookie. Yesterday, I have to tell you, yesterday I decided I'd go to the barn yesterday. Dexter, quiet. I decided run out to the barn, see the horses yesterday. And I decide, well, I'll take Dexter with me since he never gets to go anywhere. So he doesn't particularly like to drive in the car, number one. But he's been okay in it. So he gets in the car, no problem. By the time I got to the end of my road, which is less than 2 minutes before I have to turn, he was already cowering in the corner of the back seat. So I kept going for another 5 minutes, and he was just so upset. I turned around and came home because I don't want to. He's getting older. Dexter's about 13, maybe. I hate to put any more years on him. I don't want to stress him out. So I brought him home, and I just stayed home. And he was very happy to get home. He's just not a car dog. You know how most dogs, they get in the car and they sit up and they watch where they're going and everything, and they stick their head out the window. Not him. He lays flat on the back seat. He doesn't want to look out the window, nothing. So he was so upset when he got home, he threw up. So I'm not going to take him on any more car trips. But I do have to run out to see the horses maybe tomorrow. But anyway, that's what this whole vlog was about today. I'm going to learn some new stuff. See if you can notice the difference in my vlogs. Not right away, but as I learn to do this better editing for the recorded vlogs, I'm going to see, Nick, that's how you put all those words and everything in your, and Andrea, put those words to the side and you put those little tabs up above. And people do all kinds of cute things. And I don't know how to do any of that. So that's what I'm going to learn. So, You've Got Mail. Oh, yes. My favorite movie of all time, believe it or not, that little movie. I have watched it a dozen times or more. It's just that feel-good movie I go to always. And I love both, what's her name now? Tom Hanks, and she made several movies. They made several movies together. They're like a couple to me. But I love that movie. And right after that movie, my daughter moved to New York City for a while. She moved to New York City, and she lived there for about, how long was it, Sue? She lived there at least 6 months, maybe longer. And she lived in Manhattan in a little 500 square foot tiny little apartment. And my sister and I took her. We took her in a van that was filled with her stuff, with stuff on the roof. We looked like the Beverly Hillbillies, that old program, if anybody remembers it. going to New York City and unloading her into her apartment. We stayed there a week with her, and it was fun. We had a great time in New York City. Bumblebee, you're here. You just got here. Yeah. Meg Ryan. That's her. Meg Ryan. Yeah, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. My two favorite couple together in the movies. But yeah, we took her to New York. She stayed and she left. She came home. It wasn't a month before 9/11 happened. Thank God she came home before that. She was there by herself. And my sister's boy was living there also. He was living and he worked in the financial district. So he saw that all firsthand. He still won't talk about it. And my daughter would have been terrified out of her mind if she would have been there and that would have happened. Because she wasn't that far away from down in that area. So anyway, it all worked out. And she came back home, started her photography business. And anyway, I am going to close for now. I've been rambling on for 45 minutes, at least. More than that. Okay, Nick and Andrea, I'll be watching you shortly on the replay. I'll leave you a message. Sue says, we went in April and she came home just before the towers went down. Yeah. Wow. That was a horrible day. Horrible, 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 horrible week. But anyway, she got home safe. And Chris, my sister's son, he was safe. He was one of the throngs walking up and across the bridge, I think. Wasn't he, Sue? He was in that throng of people. But anyway, it's not a good thing to talk about. But I will be studying YouTube videos, making things on my phone. And I will be still doing eBay. I'm going to see what Rockstar Flipper has to say about what's going on with me. And I'm going to do more Poshmark. So that's my plan to start 2020. And I'm not by any means quitting reselling. I like it too much. I like it when I sell things more, but I'm going to try to just take it easy more and not worry about it so much. So, Happy New Year, Fly Studio. Happy New Year to everyone. Bumblebee, thank you for all your help. I am going to do more Poshmark now. I'm going to go, first I'm going to watch Nick and Andrea's video, and then I'm going to go share my closet. So, oh, and I do have some soup on the stove. It's not heating. It's already heated, but it's called loaded potato soup. It smells wonderful. So I will be eating also. So I'll close for now, and I will see you again possibly on one of my recorded videos. It won't be live, but you can always leave comments underneath. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm into building up my YouTube videos now. And please put a thumbs up. It will help. Will definitely help If you give me a thumbs up or even a thumbs down actually helps, because it's just activity in your YouTube channel. So whatever you think, please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I'll appreciate it so much. So see you again a little later in the week. Bye.